So the Housing First model is accepted in Alberta and and other places. Where Medicine Hat's success has been is that I think that because we're a small city, 63,000, but we're still large enough. We're large enough and we're wealthy enough, but we're still small enough where everybody still knows everybody. Like our Community Housing Association, the people that they house, they know their names. They know that's Bill, oh that's Bill, or that's Joe, and they know them, they're not a number. And what happens, I think, in the problem with the larger centers, say Montreal or Toronto or Vancouver, is that there's not a centralized intake. There's one centralized intake here in Medicine Hat, and you get your house, you get your place to live, and then you get the wraparound services. You get, mental health. Why are you homeless? Are you fleeing domestic violence? Is it a drug? Is it alcohol? What is it? And so you get the help you need. And so here in Medicine Hat, we try to get that central intake and then get the wraparound services. What I think is going wrong in the bigger cities is people mean well. Churches want to help you. Your neighbor wants to help you out. But if everybody is trying to help and there's basically no quarterback, you don't have control over the situation, and then you can't keep track of the people, get them housed and get them the help they need. And that's where Medicine Hat's success has been, is the central intake.
So here we are at the St. Barnabas Church, taking a look at the 12-week culinary experience.
We're so excited to have you guys here today to witness our pilot project. So this is our second pilot project where we have families working together to make meals, and they're learning all kinds of skills while they're here with our mentors that are all volunteers. And so today you'll see they've made a beautiful meal, and then they're all sitting down to enjoy it together with their children. So the power of mentorship is an amazing gift.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm really excited to introduce you to Shannon, and Shannon was one in our first pilot project, and she's now a leader. So she was participating in the first one, and now she's a leader in the second one. So,
wow.
So this is Shannon.
Hi. I just wanted to say how it's such a great opportunity for the community to come together and to be able to learn how to cook healthy food and be able to bounce kind of ideas off one another and learn new things.
– 68% of the people we house through Housing First do report a mental health issue. We always talk about, does homelessness perpetuate that? And the answer is yes, the research backs it up. Oftentimes mental illness is not the reason people fall into homelessness, it's just a symptom of their anxiety while they're in that state. 40% report a substance abuse. 33% of the people we serve are exposed to or fleeing family violence. Almost 30% have been in foster care at some point in their life. So there are definite reasons that people find themselves homeless. Getting a job is not a good solution to ending people's homelessness. About 30% of the people that come into our program as well are employed. They have part-time or full-time employment. It's a housing affordability issue. Some people need everyone needs different levels of support. So we have individuals that need 24/7 support. In case management, other individuals just need a quick leg up and they can be on their way.
And so there's that misconception that, back to your question, of that they're lazy and just want a handout. Most of the time it's almost always a mental health issue, and then of course with that comes addictions, drugs, alcohol, and you don't have to hide it. That's the facts.
My name's Ian Scott, and I'm the director here at the Salvation Army Community Resource Center. And we have a variety of different programs that we run down here. The one going on now is our hot meal program. And it is a hot meal Monday through Friday that's open every day during the year except for holidays, and providing basically a nutritious meal for people that may not have access to one otherwise. The Resource Center itself operates all kinds of different services. We have our typical Salvation Army intake, such as clothing vouchers and household vouchers and those kinds of things. Emergency disaster assistance, of course. And really just meeting the need in the community. We're developing a hub down here, and so a place for people to come and hang out, to have coffee, to play games, to build community with one another, preventing things like isolation and developing social networking. So really addressing a lot of the different poverty issues that people are facing. And as is known in those that work, the community is always in need. There's always a group of people that are looking for different kinds of services. And we're just here to help and to serve, to build that community, to develop relationships, and to meet the needs and serve the people that we can.
So here we are at the Champion Center in Medicine Hat, Alberta, here with Helen and Janet. How are you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. So what is this place exactly?
It's basically a place where people come for breakfast every morning. They can get clothes here, they can get toiletries, anything of that sort of nature, anything that can help them out just in their basic needs. Basically, we open early as soon as Salvation Army kicks out, and we're here pretty much all day.
And so this is one of the many facilities here in Medicine Hat that has contributed to the complete eradication of the homelessness problem.
I just want to let you know that the only criteria here for the people that come in is the fact that they just need to say they're hungry and in need and have a name.
Okay, so we're sitting down with Selena Simmons. She's the co-executive director of the Medicine Hat and District Food Bank. She's also a city councilor. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's
That's
exciting
great
to
to
have
hear.
you here today.
So this place is fantastic.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking around and there's tons of stuff here. Got plenty of food, and people, from what I understand, can just come in and grab whatever they need. It doesn't work like a usual food bank. Is that right?
Absolutely. So our process is set up so that people can choose what they want to eat. We know, one, we'll have less food waste that way, and two, people are more likely to just take what they need. Initially, they come in and meet with our intake worker, and
Right.
then we have volunteers who are back there helping our participants grab what they need, and at the same time the volunteers can talk about the mentorship piece where they can actually tell them, how do I use this hamburger, or how can I use this particular item.
And you were mentioning to me earlier a little bit about a pilot project that you guys are putting together. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure, I would love to. So we have this unbelievable program called Food First. It was based around the Housing First model, but for food sustainability. We have 10 families, and those families are all right now currently working on cooking skills and how to shop effectively and budgeting and all kinds of skill-based learning. And while they're doing that, they're actually going to get deep freezes and crock pots and all the things that they need to cook. I think sometimes we forget that if you don't have a deep freeze, food sustainability is pretty difficult. So we're kind of trying to address that that core issue. So we always talk about food banks being a Band-Aid for a bullet hole. We want to deal with the bullet hole.
And that's something that we really want to help spread the message of, to try to inspire everybody to start thinking about and working on a plan like this, to implement it across Canada. And do you think something like that is feasible?
Absolutely. Yes, I always say yes. To have a plan and actually have strategies and goals that are attainable and doable, and that can actually be measured and show the progress in people's lives is really important. And if Medicine Hat can do it, the little sleepy town that people always said homelessness doesn't exist here, to date we've housed 1,084 individuals. So, our counter to that is, for a community where homelessness never existed, we've sure housed a lot of people.
So at first, I didn't believe that we could solve this problem, even here in Medicine Hat. So I had to be convinced. But now that we have done it, the model works. It can be applied anywhere. You just have to have that centralized intake, and so it doesn't matter how big your city is or how big your problem is. And then our problem wasn't small here. We've housed over 1,000 people. I mean, to put that in, Calgary's 20 times the size. That'd be equivalent of Calgary housing 20,000 people. And in Vancouver's just a scale bigger. And it will work. It just has to be scalable, and it can be done. But what we have done, nobody believed you can get to the moon until somebody gets to the moon. Nobody believed you can fly until somebody flew. Nobody believed you could end homelessness until somebody or a municipality did it. And so we are providing, and this is cliche and it sounds corny, but hope. And a lot of we talk about hope. Homelessness, ending homelessness is hope and providing hope. And now we've shown, and we can provide hope to, the world, frankly, but to the rest of the country as well, that it can be done.